I'm ready. Questions?
Questions? Raise your hand. Get a microphone.
Rick, that breakout early in the second half, you called a couple of timeouts. It looked like you wanted to get the ball to Grant. I think he ended up with only 4 shots in the game. How pivotal was that?
Well, it was obviously pivotal, but what we wanted to do was just play together as a team and not try to do things one-on-one, and we just didn't do any of that. For the first half, we didn't do the things that we really have done all year in terms of our offense, and I don't want to take anything away from Kentucky. I thought they were terrific. I thought John had his team ready to play, and they played great. You look at the stat sheet, they dominated us every way you can be dominated. But all we wanted to do was try to get ourselves playing together, and we just didn't do that. I thought it was the most selfish that we've been all year.
Coach, defensively, that's probably as bad as he might cut you up. Maybe since Kansas, why were they able to shoot 54% of the game?
I thought mentally, I didn't think that, again, we were letting what we were doing on offense, which is nothing what we want to do, affect us on the defensive end. And then again, they were able to get offensive rebounds in the first half. They were getting to more 50-50 balls, and we had a chance to get a couple stops, but then we gave up the offensive rebound, and when we went with the small lineup, P.J. Washington pretty much had his way in the game and got what he wanted. And but a lot of it had to do with we weren't very good offensively, and I thought that translated to what we did on the defensive end.
Rick, PJ picked up the early foul. How consistent of a message in the huddle was it for him to guard more in that first half to get the second?
Well, we knew they were going to do that. We knew they were going to go at Grant Williams the first play of the game, and I thought Grant played terrific. And we wanted they're going to really surround Grant. When we did the things in the post, what we wanted with our game plan, we were pretty good. It's when we didn't get around the post, and what we didn't want to do was get in a wrestling match there, trying to three-quarter whatever. We wanted to get around, and they tried to lob it. We had the backside supported, but the fact is, when they were back in there, and we had some shots early, but we didn't make them, and that's part of it. But I thought we settled too, instead of really trying to work. Grant will make the right play most of the time. He really will. But they're going to not give him much room to work with, but I thought Grant competed probably more than anybody on our team from start to finish tonight.
Next question.
Yeah, Rick, did you, over here, Rick, right here.
I don't.
Right here.
Okay.
Yeah, Rick, did Kentucky's post game with those 4 big guys they put in there, is that the toughest challenge you guys have had inside this year, you think?
Well, it is if we need Kyle to play. We need him because he gives us that length. He does that. But we need if we're going to go to the small lineup, we need to follow our scouting report, or we can't do it. But yeah, obviously they we're going to put it inside. That's what we try to do too. But the fact is, again, you got to give them credit. I mean, they put it there, and I think that John feels that they can do that, jump over us. I don't think there's any question. They believe they can do that, but that's why we need Kyle. We need, and again, Grant's going to fight. But we need John Fulkerson. We need Derek Walker. We need all those guys, and we didn't use them much, but we need Kyle Alexander in a game like this.
Your front.
Rick, you guys were out rebounded 39 to 26 tonight. Just as a coach, when you look down and see that on a final stat sheet, what was through your mind?
What was your question about it?
You guys were out rebounded 39 to 26 tonight. Just when you look down at the stat sheet, what was through your mind when you see that?
Well, we've been telling them for 2.5 weeks now that we needed to rebound the ball better, and we haven't. And there's good coaches in this league, and they see we're not going to get it the way we should, running down rebounds and the way we need to, and so we kept telling our guys sooner or later it's going to bite us, and it bit us. But we've been able to get through a couple games where we've given up too many offensive rebounds, but we just didn't make good basketball plays. Driving to the basket, putting our head down. They block shots, playing off balance, and again, our offense really hurt us a lot. But I think you got to give them credit, all the credit in the world, for making those plays and getting us to play when we were out of sync. But again, I think you give them all the credit.
To the left here.
Rick, what do you hope your team can take from this after they digest it?
That we've got to get better, and we've been talking about that from all through this winning streak. We've got to get better. It's not just about winning games. Obviously, we've got to win games, but through that, you've got to get better. And the things that we said that we needed to do tonight, we didn't do. We didn't. Again, we were really very poor We were a selfish team offensively. And again, I told the coaches, I said, I don't know who I'm looking at, what I'm looking at, where to turn, because again, we just didn't give ourselves a chance. But again, I think you got to give Kentucky credit for that.
Okay, on the right here.
Coach, you guys pride yourselves so much on your toughness. How disappointing was it that they won the boards, they won the 50-50 balls on that?
It really is very disappointing. And you know, plain and simple, they beat us every way you could be beaten. And it is disappointing when you know that you come in and knowing that they're going to be ready to play. There's no doubt they're going to be ready to play. And we weren't ready for the challenge. And they won the game handedly, and they handled us handedly. And you got to give them all the credit.
Last one, left here.
Rick, it looked like there were a couple times where on the court, Bone was frustrated trying to get the guys to play faster, to run with him to get some buckets. Were the guys just not in sync, or?
Well, no, he's a guy that determines if we play fast. He's a guy that when you at the end of the game, when he started playing fast, we played faster. Start of the game, he did. You know, he was walking the ball up the floor, and that was our number one emphasis. Let's get it going. Let's do what we do, and we didn't do it at all. But he's the guy that's got to make it go. If he starts running, they'll run with him.
Okay,
All right,
Coach,
thank you,
very
guys.
much. Tennessee players available in the back.